Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this video, let me welcome you all to our channel Future Endeavors. In the previous class, we have just started the discussion on Newton's law of gravitation. We have discussed the basic concept of the law, and we have seen that every body in the universe which has certain mass can attract any other body which has also certain mass. So basically Newton said that always there is a force of attraction existing between two bodies having certain mass. So this force is called the force of gravitation, and as you know, we have done in the previous class that the force of gravitation is dependent on basically two factors. One is the product of the masses, and the other factor is the distance between the two masses, or more accurately if we say, it depends inversely as the square of the distance between the two masses. So these are the two factors on which the force of attraction depends, and we have actually obtained the formula as that force F is equals to G m1 m2 by r square. What is this G? This G is called the universal gravitational constant, and we found out that experimentally it is determined that this capital G has a value of 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. So this has a value of 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. And if we talk of the units of this universal gravitational constant, what is the units? It is basically Newton meter square kg to the power minus 2. Okay, so this is the unit of universal gravitational constant and its values. Now as you can see that this value of universal gravitational constant is very less, is very small. What happens when you consider very small masses? You might be wondering that why to say let us consider two small size stones or two medium size stones. Why those two stones do not attract each other, or why cannot we see the force of attraction? How actually can we see the force of attraction if suddenly there is a movement, or there is a change in the position, or there is some kind of change in the object? In that case we can say that yes, force is acting. We can actually visualize the force, but the fact is that even without seeing those effects, the force might be acting, but there may not be some visible change. Why? This is why, because see, when you are considering two stones, okay, when you are considering two stones, consider the two stones having say mass of m1 is having a mass of say 50 kg, and m2 is having a force of say 60 kg, okay, like this. And if you consider the distance between the two stones, say let us they are kept at a distance of say 2 meters, okay. So utilizing this fact given, can we calculate the force? Yes, definitely, we have the formula with us. So if we consider the formula, then we will be getting the value something like this. F is equals to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 multiplied by 50 into 60 by 2 square, that turns out to be 4. Okay, so if we just do the simple basic calculation, this 4 simplifies this 60 by 15, so 15 5 is 750. So we will be having something like this value, 6.67 into 750, so 750 into 10 to the power minus 11. Okay, so what value will you get by multiplying 6.67 with 750? What value will you get? If we consider it to be say 7, rather 7, just take it as a whole number as 7. If we consider this 6.67 to be say 7, okay, almost equivalent to 7, okay, then what you get? Multiply the 750 with 7, how much value you are getting? 0, 7 5 is 35, 3, 7 7 is 49, 352. So 5250 into 10 to the power minus 11. If we just take out 1 0 from here, it will be 10 to the power minus 10 here. Okay, isn't it? So 10 to the power minus 10. So basically you have to put 7 zeros in front of 525 with a point ahead, with a point before that, then you will get the value of the force that much Newton is acting. So this force, actually this force is very small. This amount of force is very small. This 10 to the minus 10 is actually a big factor, and whatever maybe the value 525 or something like that, 10 to the power minus 10 is a huge factor. It actually reduces the force to a great extent. So definitely what happens, although the stones are having a certain mass 50 kg and 60 kg, so it's not as if they are very small mass, and if they are kept at a very small distance, okay, 2 meter apart, then also we can see that this the force acting between the two stones is very small. So under the action of this such very small force, we do not get to see any acceleration in the stone. As you have learned from the Newton's second law, that whenever force is acting on a certain object having a certain mass, it creates a certain kind of acceleration. That is true. But definitely what happens here, that as the force, value of force is very less, what happens, we cannot see any kind of acceleration in the two stones. Okay, so in general, for small bodies, we are not able to visualize this force of gravitation acting between two bodies. We are not able to visualize this force of gravitation acting between the two bodies. Okay, so this is why it's difficult to visualize. But for larger bodies, say for the case of Earth and Moon, okay, they are having quite a large value. The masses are quite much more bigger than the normal objects around us. So in that case, the force of attraction acting between the Earth and Moon is quite large. So with that value, you can actually say that yes, the force of gravitation has a significant effect. Okay. So I think the fact is clear. Now, moving to the special case of, or the special case of the law of gravitation, or the special case of the force of gravitation is called the force due to gravity, or only gravitational force. Okay. So when we consider the heavier object to be Earth, okay, now we are considering Earth. This Earth is having a large mass, definitely it is having a large mass. It is exerting a huge force of attraction on each and every body, on each and every object present in and around the Earth. Okay, so in that case, what happens when we consider this gravitational force, the formula for this gravitational force, what happens? The value is quite significant. Okay, so the Earth can actually attract all the objects, and you can visualize the fact that if a certain object is dropped from a certain height, it definitely does not goes up, rather it starts moving down towards the center of the Earth. So basically what happens, when the Earth is attracting, the attractional force is quite large. But remember one thing, the force of attraction that is acting between the Earth and say any object like a human, like me or like you, okay, what happens in that case, the force acting on the Earth due to, say, if I consider myself, due to myself is same as the force acting on myself due to the Earth. This is true. So when you consider that force is having a certain large value. Now when I consider that I am standing here and Earth is attracting me, okay, so Earth is attracting me, so the force with which Earth is attracting me is same as the force with which I am attracting the Earth. But certainly when you consider the acceleration in case of the Earth, so it will be force acting on the Earth by mass of the Earth. So this is the acceleration of the Earth, and the acceleration of a person, of any human, acceleration of a person p, okay, it's basically the force by the mass of the person mp. Now it is very easily understandable that this mass of the Earth is quite greater than the mass of any person. So what happens, definitely as the denominator value is very large, for the case of the acceleration of the Earth, okay, the overall acceleration of the Earth is very less, as this value is very high, and the acceleration on the person acting is quite large, because the mass is quite less. Okay, so that is why when we consider any small object like any human being standing on the surface of the earth and he tries to jump over a building or something like that, definitely there is a movement of that person towards the center of the earth. It is not like that the person goes up. Okay, so the movement is towards the center of the earth. So this is the main mathematical reason behind the situation that we are witnessing. Okay, fine. So this is the case. Now this force of gravitation which the earth is exerting on all objects present on the surface of the earth, that force is specifically called the force of gravity. Okay, force of gravity. So force of gravity is nothing but the specialized case of the gravitational force when the earth is being taken into consideration. Okay, so the force of gravity is basically the force of gravitation, okay, or the attractive force of the earth on the objects present on the surface of earth. So this is the force due to gravity. Okay, now let us move to the fact. So whenever we know from the Newton's second law of motion, whenever there is a force acting on a certain object, it causes a change in the state of rest or state of motion of that object. And from the second law we have also seen that the force causes an acceleration in the body. So that acceleration, when it is caused by the gravity force of the earth, it is called the acceleration due to gravity. Basically this acceleration is solely due to the gravitational force exerted by the earth on any object. Now from the Newton's law of gravitation, can you consider, say if I consider that this is our earth, okay, this is our earth, fine, this is the earth, and we are considering the force of attraction existing between the earth and any object on the earth. Say consider an object kept on the earth, okay, and this object is at a distance of r from the center of the earth. We always consider the distance from center of the masses, because basically the gravitational force is a central force. It acts between the center of the two masses. Okay, fine. So if I consider this, now the mass of this small object is say m, and mass of the earth is say capital M. Okay, definitely what happens here, the force of attraction between these two objects, between the earth and the object, will be equal to G capital M small m by r square. Now from Newton's second law of motion, we can also say that when this gravitational force is acting on this particular object of mass m, and certain acceleration will be coming into play, and that acceleration, as we have already discussed, is called the acceleration due to gravity. So the acceleration acting on an object, when it is being pulled by the earth, is called the acceleration due to gravity. So from the Newton's second law, we can definitely write here on the left hand side as mass of the object into acceleration due to gravity. This is the acceleration. Basically we are using the formula force equals to mass into acceleration. This equals to G m small m by r square. Okay, if I just cancel these two masses, what is the value of capital small g? It's capital G into mass of the earth by r square. Now generally what happens when we are standing on the surface of earth, this distance from the center of the earth to the object is basically nothing but the radius of the earth, isn't it? So radius of the earth. So what happens here, when we are considering the radius of the earth, and we have definite value for the radius of the earth as well as mass of the earth, when you put these values, okay, the radius of the earth, and here we are writing as the radius of the earth, mass of the earth by radius of the earth square. When you are considering these things, what happens here, we put the values of the G, M, E and R square. What happens, we get the value of the acceleration due to gravity, and that turns out to be generally G is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. Approximately it can be considered to be 10 meter per second square. So what does it mean? When an object is falling from a certain height, what happens? The speed of the body increases every second by a value of 10 meter per second. So if a body starts falling, initially it will have a speed of 10 meter per second after 1 second. Then after a certain time span of 2 seconds, it will have a speed of 20 meter per second. then after 3 seconds it will have a value of 30 meter per second. Like this the speed keeps on increasing, and that is what is acceleration. So this is how the body behaves. So this is called the acceleration due to gravity, and this value actually remains almost constant all over the places over the earth. There is certain variation of this value, and that variation is very negligible, so we can consider most of the cases this to be constant value. Okay, so with that we come to the end of this lecture. We will be covering the next topic in the next class. Today we will be stopping here. Thank you, goodbye. Till the next class, please study well, and if you have any query, mention it in the comment box. We will be happy to solve your problem. Thank you.